Welcome to the Grow and Expand with S podcast, the #1 podcast for female founders and entrepreneurs ready to create wildly successful businesses without sacrificing that freedom-based lifestyle that we started it all for. And today I'm sitting down here with Sonja Pototzki-Raymond, CEO of The Search Republic, best-selling author of The Search for Resilience, and the women clients call The Search Queen. Welcome, Sonja.
Thank you for having me, Shanae. Thank you
So
so
the
much.
first time I met you and came across your story was the Shit Show Talk.
Yeah, on Heidi's show, yeah.
Yeah, and I was just absolutely blown away by your story and your wisdoms, and that's where I came across your book.
Yeah, no, it was lovely to meet you that night. I loved your story as well, so we had a great evening that night.
Yeah, we did, eh?
It was
Absolutely.
so good. But we automatically connected because we both have deep stories to share.
Such deep stories. And yeah, there's nothing better than when you hear someone speak and
Absolutely.
it just like
Gets you in the heart.
absolutely cut off the same cloth. So except you've worked a lot of this into business, of course, as well. And then reading your book, one of the key things that stood out to me was that line, like it's focused around obviously stepping into your warrior. And then the line, a warrior knows when to fight, when to love, and when to surrender. So poetic, so beautiful, so fucking tough in real life, right?
It's true, though.
So true, so true. So I suppose, obviously, high-performing females, you're one, I'm one, my entire audience, that's what they are. We're really good at showing up and warrioring and fighting and punching and hustling and pushing and grinding. And how did you come about the balance and understand the balance in business? Because I'm assuming, like the best of high performers, you didn't start off having the balance down cut.
Absolutely. I think it comes back to your patterns. So if the same stuff keeps showing up in your life and it constantly repeats itself, it's a pattern that needs to be broken. So if you keep doing the same things and expect a different outcome, well, then nothing ever changes. So we as human beings are very intelligent, and we do have this thing called our gut, and we do have our heart as well. And I think when we come back to our own decisions about how we want to show up in life, we have to trust our gut on everything and stop looking outside for answers. All the answers we ever need are within ourselves. And I think that's something that so few people realize how important that is, because we live in a world where there's constant comparison on social media and what's this person doing, what's that person doing. The reality is we are all individual. We are all unique. None of us are meant to blend in with the crowd, but we're conditioned to think that we do. Yeah. And then when we start standing outside the status quo and start doing the unordinary, and then we start building momentum from that, that's where the magic happens, because we are all every single human on this planet is individual and unique in their own right. So showing up when you have love in your heart and you want things to work, sometimes you have to come back and be like, okay, what's this trying to show me? And if you're not getting the lesson, it's just going to repeat itself. So you need to assess the situation to see, is it worth your energy and time?
Is it worth repeating the pattern?
Well, got that. Did you get the lesson the last time? Because if you don't get it next time, you get a sledgehammer until you pay attention. And the universe is constantly communicating with us. The universe is constantly trying to show us things about our life, and it's up to us to pay attention. And sometimes we don't always pay attention, and we don't pay attention, we will get a sledgehammer over the head to make us pay attention, because the whole reason why we're here is the evolution of consciousness. And if we're not growing, we're dying. So for me, the fertility journey that I speak about in my book, My Fertility Journey, has been the ultimate journey of surrender. And the reality is that I can solve problems like there's no tomorrow. But this was one problem I couldn't understand, and I couldn't understand why it wouldn't happen on my time frame. And then when I went down the road of the path to self-discovery and went through every type of healing modality under the sun, including plant medicine, my favourite.
Your favourite, yes.
Obviously, full disclosure, unless you've done work on yourself, I highly advise against it, because you need to be ready to see the shadow. But my point is that if the learning never stops, and what we do need to realise is that everything is in balance. And what might be perceived as not so great, or I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on this podcast.
You are definitely allowed to swear on this podcast.
Well, if
Fuck
the
yes.
world has gone to shit, like if your life has gone to shit, if everything's been turned upside down, it never makes sense when we're in it. It only makes sense when we're outside looking back. And they are all lessons to be learned. So I think just understanding what your part is in your own situation and what is it trying to show you is the quickest way to getting the lesson to then get you out of the pain and become the warrior and take radical responsibility.
Yeah, beautifully said. So many threads there.
Yes.
I'm going to choose the plant medicine one. I'm choosing the plant medicine one.
Yes,
so as someone who is incredibly curious but not ballsy enough, just some people can dive in.
Yeah.
And others like can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. And rightly so. Like, and I couldn't either but for me, becoming a mom was the ultimate goal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you were going to push whatever edge you could.
Absolutely. So I was going to throw everything at it. And I speak about this a lot because a lot of people ask me about plant medicine, like why plant medicine? And the reality is like I didn't ever really intend on owning my own business. My business found me by accident 7 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. When did you do plant medicine? When was?
2020 was my first trip.
Yep. Okay.
So I do it every 6 months now.
Yeah.
Because, more so because I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in personal development.
And it's quicker.
It's quicker and it's cheaper. And it's more intention based.
So give me some like...
Yeah. Okay. So
101.
Where do you want to go with this? Because there's multiple ways. As in, I think let's go back to the question you first asked me, which I think I answered your question, was that like why plant medicine? Because most people aren't that ballsy to do it.
Yeah.
The reality is if I just wanted to grow my business, I wouldn't have done it probably either.
Yeah.
Because it's very scary.
Yep. Yeah,
So
I get you. Like you have to be really, really,
you have to be ready to
motivated.
face the shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the reality is we all have shadows.
I know.
And the only way we can heal from our shadows is shine a light on them.
Yes.
And
but there's a couple of ways to shine a light on it. So there's a more controlled way, which is mine. Like I can control at least the level of, I suppose, how much I'm going to open the tap, which is my big fear with plant medicine. Like I'm so wanting to do it, but I'm like, you have no control.
Yeah, well,
surrender.
No. I think there's multiple ways. Like you can go very deep. You can do 5-MeO-DMT or you can do psilocybin magic mushrooms. I started with magic mushrooms first. So that is a lot more gentler. Yes, psilocybin, yeah.
Yep.
So that's a lot more gentle as opposed to ayahuasca and 5-MeO-DMT and all of those things. So I think it is, I don't recommend anyone to take plant medicine in a recreational environment because I've never taken hallucinogenics myself.
No, it's intentional.
Ever. It's all intentional in a ceremony setting, in a healing space.
Yes.
Rather than be like, let's all go take mushrooms.
Yes.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that when you reach the point of no return where you're doing the work.
Yes.
And you're like, I am doing the work and still I don't have my baby. What is going on?
Yes.
That is where I ask bigger questions.
Yeah.
Like, what am I not getting? Because I am showing up and I am surrendering and I'm doing everything I possibly can to make this baby come outside and it's still not happening. And that, for me, was, we had a failed IUI cycle I speak about actually in the book. And we went to a friend's barbecue the next day and this guy was talking about medicine and he was talking about the call of the forest and a healing that is just not found in society in this day and age. It's more so criminalized.
We've disconnected as human beings
because
way too much.
Totally. But we have because our society that we live in and mainstream don't want us to tap into the incredible healing properties of plant medicine. Because if you think about it, the world doesn't profit when we're healthy.
So do you think that's intentional?
100%. Oh my goodness.
Who do you think's making
these
decisions?
Big fucking pharma. 100%.
Like it started way back when though, because
in the early 1900s. Yes, when the pharmaceutical industry
started. And so what, do you think everyone has like meetings so that they can keep passing the baton down of messaging?
100.
I don't know. I don't know.
Really? Oh,
so
man.
whenever I faced my own shadow and parts of my own personality that gets pretty dark, my dad was incredibly abusive and I have a lot of his shadow. And sadly, even though I am obviously not him, like it has come through me and it's incredibly confronting. But then things that I used to look at and go pure evil, like on an objective assessment, right? When I work through that pattern within me, and yes, it's my behavior diluted, but it's the same root. It's never evil. It's never intentional. It's never...
So I suppose the question I want to ask for you, in what circumstance are you asking me, is it intentional? As in society, I'm not talking about a specific person.
No, but they're all...
So we're talking about
a
specific corporation. So.
Yes. So I agree, but good question. I filter it all back to we're all the same.
We are, yeah.
So then, sorry.
But everyone has a purpose, yes. And everyone
yeah.
has different intentions as to what they're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so then I've always wondered, and I mean, we're not really going to know. Everyone's going to have their views. But I've often thought, even people like Donald Trump and shit, like how intentional are they really being? And how much is just the autopilot shadow that's a shit show?
Oh, potentially.
Do you know?
I don't have that problem figured out. I just don't point fingers outside of myself. I just focus on my own healing. I live in my own world, because the reality is that everybody wants peace on earth, but nobody's willing to do the work within themselves.
Couldn't agree more.
So I just don't really care what's going on in the media. I don't really care what's going on in society. I know that if I heal my side of the street,
that's what you can do.
Well, then I become a better version of myself for my kids and then the future generations. What happens in the world, I honestly, and politics and all of that, I do not have the bandwidth nor the energy nor the interest to a degree, because I think that is what is part of the reason as to why we are so distracted from ourselves.
Couldn't agree more. Yeah.
So, yeah.
No, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
We're saying the same thing. I've often just wondered how intentional people are about it, or how much it's just the shadow running. And because no one's stopping and becoming conscious until now.
100%.
How much...
I think that plays a massive part of it as well, for sure. I totally agree.
You know what
I mean? 100% agree. But if we want to, I suppose if we're coming back to why don't a lot of people do plant medicine, or it's criminalized. It's seen as something that is not good, and it's seen as something that's illegal. But then you see the amount of people that heal from PTSD, mental health, when in a controlled environment. You have to wonder.
We have to ask questions.
Yeah. You can't make profit off people when they're healthy.
No.
You can only make profit off them when they're sick.
Yeah, and I
they profit from
suppose
our pain.
There's a real big difference between maybe when it started off, being intentional about it, or now that you are making millions and millions and an alternative is being presented. We're going to not allow it, obviously, because unless we can
100%
tax it.
But I just don't understand something that comes from our natural environment, and we come from nature. How something can be so criminalized.
I agree with you. I couldn't agree more, because it's literally 100%. Like, we can grow it.
Yeah.
But cigarettes,
alcohol. Let's all drink. Like, I've recently cut alcohol completely out of my diet. And
so like it's literally poison. I drink. I love a drink, but it is.
I like to drink. I just haven't drank in 3 months, just because I actually wanted to make sure I could just show I'm on this big health kick and I'm big detox, and I'm just like, but I'm actually and I'm not to say that I will never not drink again. I just am more conscious of when I decide to drink. I think, like, I just don't believe in having one drink for the sake of it.
Yeah.
If I'm at a party, I'll have a few drinks.
I know.
And I think when your system is clear, you start to feel hungover after one drink.
Yeah, well, you do. Well, yeah, your body starts. Well, and also the more conscious you become.
Yes, absolutely.
So I vaped. I vaped for so many years. Well, smoked, vaped.
Yeah.
And every layer, because awakening happens in layers, right? So
100%.
every awakening, you become more in touch with your senses. And so it's almost like you're self-prophesizing that eventually we're going to have to become so healthy.
Yes, yeah.
Because I couldn't, it was probably about 4 months ago now, I just couldn't anymore. I could feel it in my body in a way after my kind of latest awakening that I hadn't before. Like I can't disconnect that anymore, and so I had to quit, and it's been excruciating. It's actually been the worst. It's really, that is so addictive. It's not funny. But yeah, you're right. The more conscious we become, the more our bodies start talking to us and saying, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And it's the same to what we're doing to the earth, really. We're doing what we're doing to our bodies. Do you know what I mean?
But I do think I have to just chime in on what you're saying there with layers. Like, I think healing is layers 1000%, because you have to, like, peel back the layer, see what seems good for you at that time, and then process that, and then you might be ready for another layer of healing. And I think that even comes with your own health journey as well. And that it might come down to the products that you use in your skin, it might come down to the foods that you eat, the supplements, the people you surround yourself with.
Massive.
All of those things, that's all layers of healing. Yeah.
How
sure.
has this, I'm just going to call it becoming conscious, how has that impacted how you do business?
Oh, everything.
Yeah. So give me some like examples.
Oh, the first year I did plant medicine. The first trip I did plant medicine. I did Cambo and then I did magic mushrooms, psilocybin. And 6 months, after 6 months after my first trip, my business 8x in that year.
Because you were consciously doing things different, or because
it's because it just collapsed all of the lopsided perceptions that I had about myself and about my business and about, like, it has a domino effect. So when you rip that motherfucking root out of the earth, like, that is deeply seated in your soul, and that shadow is no longer there, and you have this domino effect that happens in every area of your life. It might be the way how you react to things. It might be how you show up on meetings. It might be the energy you give off. All of a sudden, people are like, Jesus, whatever she's drinking, I want some of the Kool-Aid. What is she drinking? And that is what I'm talking about. It's your energy changes.
Yeah.
And business is an energy game. Money is an energy game.
Well, I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
So and often people say that business is 80% mindset. When you deal with your own stuff, you are literally, your business will become better because you no longer self-sabotage, you no longer play small, you no longer have time for drama, you have no time or tolerance for petty gossip, low frequency bullshit. You're like, no, I'm here to make a difference with my life.
Yeah, 100%.
You know?
I mean, our businesses, well, we're co-creators at the end of the day.
100%,
Nothing
yeah.
exists without us, nor does our business. It's nothing until we co-create it. And it's we that is busy co-creating it via our steps that we take. We take our
Absolutely.
steps based on our thoughts. That's directly linked to our subconscious.
Absolutely.
That's overwritten really by our energy and our emotions. Like your mind can be as strong as it wants to be. If you have a deep wound, your emotions will ride shotgun. That's been my experience. So no matter how much I can rewire, not affirmations, because that's a shallow way of looking at mindset, but no matter how much I can clock a pattern and then write it out, if I get panicked, let's say, for example, and that panic starts spreading, I can't actually go back in the mind to positive thinking. Do you know what I mean? It's that loadedness in the panic that I've then got to deal with on a nervous system level. And once I've cleared that and I never feel that kind of loadedness in panic again, that's when I can rewire my mindset. I'm not sure whether you have any comments on that or how you deal with that.
I don't really have.
No, you just really do plant medicine once every 6 months, do you?
No,
Is that
if
your-
I'm saying like pre-Sonja healing journey, like I probably would be quite an anxious person. And I used to compare myself to others, and I used to. I think it's just, I've done so much of this work, and I 100% don't believe I have it all figured out either. I'm just busy in my own life, looking after
Yeah.
myself and looking
Yeah.
after my girls, and
Yeah.
I'm busy.
Well, the shit that matters, right?
Exactly. And
Not getting distracted.
no, I just don't. And I don't compare myself. And I don't have these panics that come up at
Yeah.
all. I don't have the what if I lose my business kind of things. None
No,
of that
but what
comes
about
up.
like with kids, for example?
Yeah.
Do you have panic around kids?
No.
Oh, good on you.
Well, they're young though. They're 3 and 1. I probably
Yeah.
may have in time to come.
Yeah.
But I tell myself my
No.
2 girls are like, anyone that meets them, anyone that meets Sage, oh my God, she's just such a happy soul.
Yeah.
Like, I see that as a compliment because of the environment she grows up in.
Yeah, well, absolutely, yeah.
And then these 2 and Willow, like, they're just 2 of the most beautiful girls. But for me, what's most important to me is just making sure that I show up as the best version of myself. But one of the biggest hacks that I have in parenthood is that we don't actually have our phones around the kids.
Yeah, beautiful.
Because the first 0 to 7 years is when most of their beliefs are formed about themselves and their whole reality. It's such an important part of life for any human being. So I do not want my girls growing up feeling like they're competing for me or their dad's attention because of a phone. Because then they'll think they're second best. And when they start pedestalizing phones, you have a big problem. Because you see kids that are hooked on social media and they don't talk to and you hear all these horror stories. But if we can protect our kids from technology for as long as possible, then we should do that. But I also think that's ultimately every parent's responsibility.
Everything's always every parent's responsibility,
Yeah.
obviously, and everyone's going to have their own take on such things. But
Something that I just found that like works, and
Yeah.
it's something that just makes sense in the age that tech is becoming such.
Well, it makes a lot of sense because it's disconnecting. Yeah. So tech is just, so there's tech when you're on it from them, which that makes perfect sense. You're right. Like in terms of,
they want
I'm
connection.
not getting their full attention.
They need connection.
I'm second
and
best
they need worthiness.
in here.
Like they need to feel worthy of your attention, and it affects their self-esteem.
Yeah.
You know?
And then, but the second one is how much screen time they can watch.
Yeah.
So we've got an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old, and probably for the last year now, and this was difficult, we've decided no TV during the week. So on weekends, Friday, Saturday and Sunday,
Love
and then
that.
it's about 2-3 hours max. That was really difficult because let's be honest, the reason you fucking do it is because you are so tired that it's easier. But we had this conversation, my husband and I, and we said that the bottom line is the world looks to escape. We are all avoiding life.
Well,
It's crazy. Yeah. That's basically what we're all doing. The avoidant is avoiding just normal, regular old living. And if we're going to start our kids on numbing, which is that's a numbing. That's the same as numbing through alcohol. It's the same as numbing through drugs. It's the same as numbing through the vape, which I did.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're just literally training their body. So yes, when they're old, they're probably going to do it. But then that's their choice. But it's so hard. Do you know what I mean?
Very hard.
And then I try to bring that up with friends.
My kids have screen time. My 3-year-old needs, I give her like Miss Rachel or I give her Sesame Street educational, but like sometimes I just need it.
I know. I know.
You know.
I know.
Yeah.
We weren't, this is only the last year that it dawned on
you.
me. I clocked it and I went, no. But it's really hard, isn't it? That line between, you know, what's in their highest interest.
Yeah.
But short-term sacrifice for long-term healthy gain is not something that I grew up with. Do you know what I mean? That's not really what the world gives us. Everyone's looking for the quick
fix. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's something you have to literally train yourself in. And then it's really the love for the kid that will push you to do it, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Same like what you were saying, you were willing to face the shadow through the plant medicine for that love that...
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. And it all comes back to the power of our choice because we all do have a choice.
So when you do plant medicine now once every 6 months, is it now still personal focused or do you sometimes now direct it in like a business block or a business mindset?
It just depends where I'm at, you know, because it's either something might show up or some, like I've had a bit of a full-on year, the year and a half really. There's been a lot of like heavy stuff that I've had to process personally, and I have found that the easiest way to move through the pain and to get the lesson and to be able to cope was to have an intention-based ceremony to help me see all sides rather than just the pain. Like,
so is that what happens? So just walk me through, give a little bit
gives
of
you
like
the balance.
What happens.
Gives you the balance in the perception. So again, if we say something's really shit and it's really hard, psilocybin will bring you back to the good as well. And if you perceive something to be plus, it brings you back to seeing the negative in the positive, because we always should be striving for a state of equilibrium.
Yeah, balance.
We shouldn't be chasing the highs in life. We shouldn't just chase lows either. But we need to be like right bang smack in the balanced perspective of everything.
What's your favorite go-to tool to, let's say you had a day where you're like high or low? Do you have a go-to tool to get you that balanced?
I just, breath work is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm a breathwork facilitator.
Yeah,
so breathwork and
great.
Reiki energy clearing at once.
Yeah.
I swear by it.
Well, breathwork is, see, the reality is as well, and I know you've asked me about plant medicine as well, it doesn't matter what medicine you do. Once the real change only happens in the integration of it.
Yeah.
So if you get this incredible insight and you do nothing with it, nothing changes. The real work starts after.
But often it's the awakening to it, isn't it?
Absolutely. But some people may get such an insight that is very confronting and they don't know what to do with it, and that never change, and then choose to not ever change. And that goes with every type of personal development work you can do. We often hear people go to seminars and do nothing. They do nothing with it because it's too scary. Like, the reality is you need to be ready for change. Like, the pain of staying the same needs to be greater than your pain to change.
Yes. Couldn't agree more.
Which, when you're ready for the forest, it calls you and there's just no denying it. And then you have all of these like synchronicities at points that are like, oh fuck, this is my time to do it.
So I had a ceremony booked. It was probably about a year ago now.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't do it. I couldn't go through with it.
What's your fear though? 'Cause I'm hearing like,
so
is it the let go of control or?
Yeah. So I hate pain, for lack of a better way of explaining it. So for
like
me,
physical pain or?
Oh, yes. Like
Or
physical,
emotional pain.
Or emotional pain, both.
Yeah.
Something that like almost could give you a panic sense.
Yeah.
That level.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something in me just really hates it. Like I will do a lot to fucking avoid pain. And
Yeah.
even though I would do so much personal growth work, I do it just at those right amounts. When it becomes too painful, I stop, I integrate, and then I go back. And then, whereas I can fucking save so much time. Like I know how much time I could save if I just ripped the motherfucking Band-Aid off.
Yeah.
Which I did now with this vape. When I stopped vaping,
But what is it linked to? That's my question. What is this deep fear that, sorry, I'm like, because I'm so interested.
That's okay.
What is it? What is that pain?
it must
Like,
be
it must
that
be
I'm not
something
gonna
in
be
childhood.
able to cope. It must be that I'm not going to be able to cope.
That's where, though, like you only do plant medicine with somebody that's a trained facilitator. And there's a lot of people in Perth that claim to be very well trained.
Yeah.
My person is like very well known, trained for 10 years in the Amazon. Like it is quite a vulnerable thing to go through, but you need to make sure that the person that you decide to do this work with, you're feel held and you're seen and you feel safe.
Yeah.
And that, what you're feeling, all fades away. There's a reason why I never touched hallucinogenics in my entire raving
you know
years.
what it comes back to? Do you know what it comes back
Yeah.
to? Fuck, it just come to me now.
It's something to do with childhood.
I've never linked it in childhood.
It has to be to do
Holy
with childhood.
shit.
Yeah. That's why I'm asking. I'm like, what is it?
I haven't thought of it until
Yeah.
right now.
Oh, I feel very honoured.
So I was.
Do you want to go there?
Yeah, I want to go there. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not even.
Yeah.
I reckon I was about 5 or 8.
Yeah.
We lived in Pretoria. My dad went overseas for 3 months on like a holiday with his friends. Me, my mum, and my brother. My sister wasn't born yet. Went to Cape Town where my grandpa lived, and I got sick, and I got medicine. And I'll never forget this. It was so bad. I'm so glad you brought this up. So I woke up one night and I was like, blankets that's like crocheted. So it's like kind of like
Yeah.
little.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, mom, look at these little pumpkins. And she's like, what? And I'm like, look at these little pumpkins. Like they're handing letters to each other. And I could hear the fear in her. She's like, what? And I said to her, oh, and why are there fish flying in the room? And I said, oh, my God, and there's birds that's swimming. And then I went and there's a lion. And like she was like, what? And my grandpa came in and I had a whole night and she'd given me the wrong dosage. So the next morning she called the doctor. I had a trip that whole night. I had totally fucking forgotten about it. And instead of 1 mil, it might have been 10 mil, like they made an error, she says. But I'm assuming it's true.
Wow.
And yeah.
What medicine was it?
Oh, it would have been an antibiotic. So what do you call it? Penicillin?
But penicillin is from psilocybin.
Oh,
There you go.
really?
Yeah, because penicillin is made from
I didn't know
psilocybin.
that.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, I am so glad this came up.
No.
I have
You're
never,
welcome. You
ever
thank me later.
Thank you, I will.
But it is. That's why I'm like, what are you afraid of?
Oh yeah, because I remember
Because
that
it's your
was a
child that's
terrible-
running.
I'm
It's
gonna
your
do
inner
some breath
child.
work on this for
It's
you.
your inner
Yeah.
child that's running the show with regards to why you
The
want to do
fear.
it. Because that's just your higher purpose. Even saying to you just there is, okay, that is 100% the penicillin. That would be why you have a fear of psilocybin and mushrooms. Why you're like, no, I'd love to do it, but I'm really interested, but I'm really scared.
Really scared.
But it's because your inner child is scared.
Yeah,
You're
well,
not
she
scared.
would be because that
Of
was
course,
terrifying. And
your
my mum
parents
was terrified.
Your
She didn't know
parents
what to do
probably,
with
but your
that.
mom probably made you even more scared
She
of it.
did.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
But
remember.
I can tell you here the dosage that I've never had really, really strong doses of psilocybin. I've not needed it. Because also when you have really strong doses, you numb out too.
Yeah, okay. So
It's
you
about
can,
having
like,
the right
micro-
dose based on where you're at, but it's not like mega doses. It's enough dose so you come with your intention about everything you want to get out of it.
Yeah.
And then whatever you say into your intention, that's where
This
your
is such
trip
a
goes.
I can't believe this
Yeah.
is like,
There you go.
that's a synchronicity for you.
No, girlfriend, I tell ya.
Yes. Okay, so if you could go back, last question, you can go back to your first year in like business, life, whatever.
Yeah.
Like just if you could go
Yeah.
back to a version of you that needed it the most, what advice would you give her or what sentence would you say to her or what would you offer her?
That everything is going to work out for the better, and but the first year of my business as well, that's when we learned we had a fertility journey. So I was very much dealing with that.
I both the same.
So I had like the growing of the business under the radar and then the fertility journey. But I think it's kind of that I will have the multi-million-dollar business. I will have the babies I've always dreamed of, but just keep going and trust your journey.
Trust your journey. And patience. There's a big thing in patience.
I don't have
isn't
patience.
there?
So
Neither.
anyone tells me, I'm like, don't even.
No,
Like, it aggravates me. I'm
no,
like,
but sometimes life teaches you.
Patience is one, but I think I probably would have said to myself, surrender control a bit sooner.
Yeah.
Because when we have a tight grasp on what we believe our way our life should show to, I suppose, unfold, we don't allow the magic of the universe to take hold and also be spontaneous. It actually makes us, we don't remain open to all possibilities. We just have our version and it needs to come in this box wrapped in a bow. And that's all that we want, you know.
And
so
we try to like maneuver things.
we try and control.
Yeah, and we miss.
But the control is because I had the same issue, but it always stemmed from my childhood.
Well, it does, and it stems for a lot of women. I mean, every high-performing woman. This is why so many of us are burning out too, because we just believe it's all on us. Because I think in a childhood sense, obviously conditioning-wise, there was a lot on the wife. Like, cool, the men went out and earned money, but everything else was like on the woman.
Absolutely.
And now we're like, so that's all on us, but we really want to be in business and we really want to do well, but that's almost not our right. So we have to go earn it, prove it, and earn our worth there, but we must never let this go.
I think there is, yes, I 100%, because I just done a post on this recently, is that when it comes to motherhood and business, there is this traditional mom stereotype that society glorifies. And that is why, as you said, women burn out. But like, you're obviously not from here either. I'm from Ireland. It takes a village to raise a family, you know, like, and that's not even running a business. So for me, I had to get really good at asking for help and allowing myself to receive the help, because like my mom raised 3 kids on her own with no help.
Yeah.
And I saw her really show me what true resilience means. So for me to show up as the best version as I can to my kids, I need support in my business and I need support in my motherhood journey. That's why I have a live-in au pair. And that is, she allows me to get up in the morning, I go to the gym, I come home, and the girls wake up after they get home from the gym.
Yeah.
You know, like, it's just, that's that time that I need for myself to be able to hold everything. But at every turn of every win that people see online, there is a lot of support behind me. It's not me doing it. And I don't want anyone to glorify, how does she do it? Because I don't do it all on my own.
You do it in the sense that you allow yourself to receive the help.
But that's what I'm saying. But people assume that I do everything.
Even at that stage.
But people assume that I do it all on my own. They're like,
No,
how do you do it
I
all
know
on my own?
what
I'm
you
like,
mean.
I
No,
don't though.
no, you've
I
got
allow
support,
the
you've learned to
support. I
allow.
allow the team. I allow the army to help support me in feeling seen. Because I'm not a traditional mom. I'm a working CEO, entrepreneur woman that has a book
Warrior
and a podcast and I have all the things. But that
Yeah,
requires
absolutely.
a lot of people behind me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for
You're
joining
so
me
welcome.
today,
Thank you for
Sonja.
having
So good. And thank you for that amazing wisdom nugget. Now, let's talk about your book. Do you want to give it a little plug for us?
Yeah, absolutely. So my book, can be found in every bookstore across Australia and New Zealand.
Which is super cool.
It is really cool because first-time authors, it's not a guarantee that you
No.
actually make the bookstores.
Well, it's uncommon, isn't it?
It's very uncommon,
Yes.
yeah. So basically,
You're being polite.
the head of Simon & Schuster actually said yes to my book because she had a big fertility journey.
Oh, okay.
But my book is just not about fertility. I just want to speak to that. Fertility was the catalyst for me cracking my heart open, and then by default I built this incredible business. So it was really the catalyst for me to face all my shadows.
Yeah.
So in case anyone's on the fence and they're like, oh, I don't have a fertility journey, so will this resonate? It'll resonate with anybody.
Well, because it's very personal. It's
very
personal
personal.
development.
Yes, it's a
and
personal
we
development book.
are the co-creators. So
Absolutely.
personal development is then how we create our businesses, how we show up in motherhood,
Absolutely.
how we in friendships, everything, right? Yeah, and this is very personal development.
And it's just a catalyst, the fertility aspect of that. Like I speak about it in it, but it's not all about fertility.
I love the dance.
Oh, the warrior dance. Yeah, well, it's how we dance with life, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah, you can buy it in any bookstore. And the first 90 days were crucial. And now the bookstores want to keep it in because it's been doing so well across Australia. So it's fab. And it's also going to be the audiobook's launching probably in about 2 weeks, I think it is. We're just waiting on exact dates. So yeah, the audiobook is going to be launching as well. Yeah, and then follow me on Sonja the Search Queen.
Exciting. Thank you, Sonja. Yes, and we'll put everything up in the notes so that everyone can go and click on the links and everything.
Yeah.
I just think you're so amazing.
Oh, I think you're amazing too. But what you see in me is within you. So,
yes.
we are all one.
Absolutely, we are. Thank you.
You are so welcome.